taking off in 5, 4, 3, 2. Did not time that properly at all. Yo, it's your boy, T.O. as you know.
It's your boy, O-Rain, real name, no games, no gimmicks.
Yo, it is the motherfucking Fade Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything TV, media, and film related, along with any other goddamn thing we want to talk about, coming to you live, direct, proof of concept, fucking studios. What the actual fuck?
Today is one of those days where it is any other goddamn thing we want to talk about.
Yeah. We do not have a set playlist here. We are fucking just doing this off the cuff.
You know what I feel like, though? I feel like I haven't seen, there's not been much that excited me lately. Other than like John Wick 4 came out. I haven't went to see that yet. I saw Renfield, though, where Nicolas Cage plays.
Okay, yeah. How was that? Like a vampire or some shit?
Surprising. I mean, there's definitely a lot of like cheesy shit in there because it's
a Nicolas Cage movie. So
no, who's the one actor? He was in The Menu.
Nicholas Hoffman or something like that, or Nicholas something.
Didn't he play like Beast too, like a young Beast in X-Men? And then not Aquafina. I think it was. Wait, no, never mind. No, was it Aquafina? Who's that like Asian comedian that like people kind of hate for like blackwashing?
Racist things right now?
No, I'm trying to figure out who the person is.
Yeah, I think Aquafina.
Is it Aquafina?
I mean, she has. I don't know if there's another Asian woman.
Yeah, I think it was Aquafina. So she was in it. So it was just like both of them were kind of like cheesy actors. I feel like.
Okay.
So there were some parts of the movie that were just like, oh my god, this is so like so dialed in. Like no, people don't speak to each other like this in real life, and like they're doing it in the movie in a really bad way. But Nicolas Cage though might be, I dare to say, one of my favorite Draculas ever.
Oh, you played Dracula?
Yeah.
I thought you just played like a vampire.
Nah, he played Dracula. He was good too. Like really fucking good.
Huh. Okay. That is surprising.
Yeah. He's had a bit of a comeback.
So
what is the movie he did with Pedro Pascal that was really good?
Pedro Pascal, I don't know.
Where he played like he was Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage in a movie like about Nicolas Cage.
The fuck?
With Pedro Pascal? What? Yeah,
you got me, boss. I don't know.
That he did Pig, which he was very great.
I've heard that was
very great. Very good. I don't know. I feel like Nicolas Cage has had a bit of a resurgence. Like he's like a Hollywood frontman now.
No.
He's leading films.
No.
There was like a 20-year gap where Nicolas Cage was not like the star of any movie.
He's leading low-budget movies. I don't call that a resurgence. I call that just...
listen, you're going to hate on him. I know you are. I just know you are.
No, I'm not. I
love Nick Cage. I'm glad he's back.
I'm not a Nick Cage hater. I just think that his career has kind of gone exactly how it probably should have gone. Based off of the body of work that he put out, right? Like, so most of the movies that he put out were fairly like cheesy movies. Like, so for instance, right? Con Air.
Yeah.
Pretty cheesy movie if you go back and you watch that movie. Like, it was cool. It's definitely like a 90s fucking classic, right? Kind of a cheesy fucking movie. And that stupid hair that he had in it, pretty fucking dumb. Face Off.
Face Off was a fucking classic. Don't you dare.
No, but you're misunderstanding. Steven Seagal movies are cheesy movies, but dare I say they're classics? Yes.
Yes.
Come on. Okay, so we can say both, right? So these are cheesy movies, but they're classics. And I think that he just kept choosing Gone in 60 Seconds, right?
Classic.
Kind of cheesy a little bit.
Then we got fucking not Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes wasn't bad, but we got Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah. We've got The Rock. Remember that one?
Yeah, I remember The Rock. Yeah.
Matchstick Men.
Was that the superhero one? Is that what that was?
I can't
remember what.
That was the one where he used to like. It's about a phobic con artist and his protege on the verge of pulling off a lucrative swindle. So they were like con artists.
I like how you just
swindle. Lord of War. I don't know, Nicholas. So there was a few years where he put it out. Ghost Rider, the first one, I liked it. I don't care what anyone says. Fuck you all if you don't like it. Then he put out National Treasures and Bangkok Dangerous. Remember that fucking movie?
Yeah.
And then it was a bunch of bad movie after bad movie. Then Kick-Ass.
But he didn't really like. He was kind of a side note.
Yeah, I mean, I think the star of the movie was really
Aaron Taylor Joy, whatever,
and like Chloe Grace Moretz. Like they were the stars, and he was like what Hit Girl's dad.
I think I don't.
Big Dad, but he was good.
Yeah,
he was good. And then like you remember Drive Angry?
I remember the title. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a fucking terrible movie. So after that, there was like a string of terrible movie after terrible movie after terrible movie.
Yeah.
But if you fast forward to where we are today, I'm just gonna pull up a couple of his. Pig was really good. It's like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That was the movie that he did with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Where he was Nick Cage playing Nick Cage. The Old Way.
Yeah. Again, I'm not saying that he hasn't come out with a string of movies that are like decent performances or even great performances. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he is not a leading man in Hollywood. That is what I'm saying.
So yes, he's not like but he's had a bit of a resurgence, and he is, a 90s great. He's a great 90s actor who's now found a bit of like a second wind, and he's like delivering really good movies. His past like 3 movies were all really good films.
Fair enough. And
if you see Renfield, you'll be like, damn, he fucking killed it as Dracula.
One of my favorite movies with Nick Cage is actually a really old one. It's called Raising Arizona. I don't know if I watched it back in the heyday when I was in film school. And I just remember really like appreciating it. It's a kind of a weird, quirky movie, but he gave a really good performance, and it was just I forget who his counterpart was in that. I want to say it was what's her name? No, I'm gonna forget exactly who it was. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
This was like 90s Nick Cage.
I think this was either super late 80s or somewhere in the early 90s. It was definitely like a young Nick Cage. Yeah.
That's when he was. That's the 90s were his heyday. Then the 2000s for him, like 2000 to 2010, not so good.
Yeah,
where we are.
I don't know if I'd argue that.
Well, Ghost Rider came out in like
National Treasure.
National Treasure.
He had like 3 of those, right?
Well, I would say 2010 to like 2020.
No,
and then the past like
those
3 years.
Those are the down years. Yeah.
That's when he was doing like Drive Angry and National Treasure 3.
Yeah. What happens to people? Like, is it like they just take like one particular project on and it's just like, this is the one that fucks everything up?
Yeah, it could be that, or like another like other bigger stars come along, and then Hollywood decides that, hey, we don't really like this person anymore.
No, but it's the type of projects that they take, right? Like, so for instance, you'd never see what's his name, Daniel Day-Lewis in Drive Angry, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just never going to happen.
That kind of role.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what happens to Nick? I mean, does he just keep having to pay the bills, and he's just like, well, fuck it, just take whatever.
Well, I think in Nick Cage's situation, like I think he ran into money problems.
He did.
I think he filed for like bankruptcy, and he was like just bleeding money. I think he was spending insanely.
Yeah,
and he didn't like. His projects weren't doing the numbers.
Once that Con Air came out, he was living different.
He was like buying helicopters and fucking speedboats and shit like that.
Yeah, you can't be living like Tyson back in the day.
Yeah.
I think that you got to dial that back. I think Tyson is like a cautionary tale for everybody who makes like a massive amount of money at like one particular moment in their life. You just gotta realize that payday is not going to last.
It's not always going to hit like that. And you know what's crazy? So like Mike Tyson had that horrible financial downfall, right? And then who bought his like mega mansion? 50 Cent.
And then
who then also had a horrible financial downfall.
Did he have a financial downfall?
Well, he had to file bankruptcy, right? Now,
did he really?
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
But it wasn't Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I think it was like Chapter 13 bankruptcy, where you're like, I have money, but I don't have enough money to pay off all of my debts. Yeah. So I'm saying that like, but I get to keep the money, but it does hurt you. I think that stays on your like financial history for like 15 years.
Weird.
So you could have $10 million, claim Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You get to keep your money.
I don't know if
they just absolve you of the majority of your debts.
I'd have to double check if that's what that actually is, because I remember. I want to say.
Bed Bath & Beyond just filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, where they're basically saying we don't have the money, like we don't have the capital to continue running our business.
I know. I've heard that bankruptcy
shutting down
only lasts
all of their stores
on your credit for 7 years. This is what I've heard.
Yeah. So the different chapters like are basically stating different things. Like I can't pay because I just 100% don't have the money, and the other is like I have a little bit of money. I want to maintain and retain my assets, but I don't have enough to cover my debts.
Yeah, let's see here. Difference between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. The biggest difference between
I was saying
Chapter
11, my bad.
Yeah, Chapter 7 and 13 is that Chapter 7 focuses on discharging and get rid of unsecured debt, such as credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, while 13 allows you to catch up on secured debt, like your home or your car, while also discharging unsecured debt. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but well, let's move on.
I know one allows you to keep your shit.
Yeah.
The other's like, hey, I just don't have it.
Either we don't want to get involved with. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we never
stay
know.
Away from either one of those.
Yeah, maybe we never know the scourge that is bankruptcy. Okay, let's talk about some of the movies that are coming out this week. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant came out this week with Jake Gyllenhaal. Looks actually pretty. It doesn't look too bad.
This is like one of those like one of those like war action movies.
Somebody's in Iraq.
Either one of them could have been in this film. Mark Wahlberg or Jake Gyllenhaal. Like they could both fit.
Well, who's the so either Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Gosling,
maybe like Tom Hardy or something like that. But I don't think he would really take one of these roles.
Yeah.
Now, after Venom 2,
he might.
I don't know. They're coming out with the Venom 3.
Yeah. Apparently, those movies are not popular.
Venom 2 was like one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Apparently, it's not that bad because people actually went to go see it. So, yeah, it's not my thing. I don't even think I watched. I think I watched one. I honestly, I never watched 2.
Venom 1 wasn't horrible. It just wasn't good.
No, it was very not good. It was very not a good movie. It was
not good. Yeah, you're right.
It's a very not good movie.
I think Venom 2 was so bad. I look at the first one and I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Like, comparatively, Venom 1 was okay. Yeah, that's how bad Venom 2 was. So
thank God for sequels.
They're gonna do a third one. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, what sells, man. I think I think the way that I process it now is I don't really get mad at shit when it comes out anymore. Like when they say, hey, like we're working on this movie and you're like, yo, fam, why? It's like capitalism, motherfucker. Like if people will pay their money, their hard-earned money to watch this very subpar movie. Okay. And also too, sometimes people just want to go and fucking watch some mindless shit for a while. That doesn't make any sense. It's incoherent,
I like the mindless shit. I like it. I like it. It's great. I wouldn't say that's why I watch anime, because anime has actually great character building and story and plot development. So, but like that's why I like, John Wick, right? Mm. I think there's a good story behind it all.
Yeah.
But he is killing 45 people like every 15 minutes, right?
He kills half of New York City every time.
One guy. So I liked it, but like Venom 2 was just, the plot didn't make sense.
Yeah.
The action sequences didn't make sense.
Woody Harrelson in it, right?
It had Woody Harrelson, and then had the other woman, I was gonna say she looks like Leticia Wright, but she's not. And sure. The woman who plays like his love interest, I think she gets screeching powers or something like that too. They were, and the whole movie was about the car. Remember the red car? That was a huge, big. He was driving the red car, and then you don't remember that?
No, I remember the end credit.
It was like the ending scene of the movie where they're like he finally goes and gets his girl out of jail, and then they had this like love romance, and then he's using the powers to drive the car, and it's like it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I don't know if you're talking about Venom 1 or 2.
I'm talking about 1.
No, the end credit for Venom 1 was the reveal that Woody Harrelson was going to be playing Carnage.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about in the movie of Venom 2. Either way, we're getting way the fuck off topic here.
Okay.
It was just a horrible movie.
Yeah.
And they're coming out with a third one.
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
It's capitalism. I don't.
But I feel like this one, hey, like we stand the risk of losing money on this.
No, I think they look at these things pretty hard in terms of just like what the likelihood is that they're going to bring in certain, like what the return's going to be more likely on certain movies. And if you put this person in it, put that person in it, if you release it at this particular time, if you aim for, if you have these certain things in the movie, here's most likely what you're going to get as a return. And they've done their calculation. They're like, seems like a winning formula to me.
I don't know, but this is putting a lot of people's reputations at stake here. Like listen, like Tom Hardy used to be like,
come on, everybody's been a part of a trashy superhero. Oh my God.
If he keeps doing these movies though, he's gonna go from like we remember you as Bane to like we remember you as Venom.
Oh wait, no, I was gonna say
that's a huge step down.
No. If George Clooney can do Batman and Robin, I feel like anybody.
But George Clooney did.
Arnold Schwarzenegger did Batman and Robin. He perfectly fine life.
He was great at Mr. Freeze though. I think he was perfect for Mr. Freeze. Not perfect. Okay, perfect is a strong word. I liked Arnold as Mr. Freeze. I immediately had to dial that one back. I'm like, perfect. Like, no, never mind. But I think he was good at as Mr. Freeze. But and George Clooney was supposed to be like, I'm handsome, debonair, charming Batman. He wasn't on the I'm fucking dudes up in the city. He was like, you know.
Yeah, no, my point is,
I do this on the side.
It was an atrocious movie, and yet everybody in it perfectly fine careers thereafter. It's fine. Tom Hardy will be perfectly.
Wasn't Tommy Lee Jones in there as Two-Face?
Everybody was in
Jim
the movie.
Carrey was.
No, that was a Batman. Was it Batman for? No, not Batman Forever. That was Batman. No, that was Batman Forever. Because that was Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee, and
which is the one with Alicia Silverstone?
That was Batman and Robin. So that was the one. That was with Chris O'Donnell, George Clooney.
Wasn't Uma Thurman Poison Ivy?
No, that was. Oh wait, maybe that was. I think that was. Yeah, I think that's Batman.
Yeah, I
think
Uma Thurman was in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's a lot of people in these movies.
Yeah, that's 90s. But what my ultimate point is that Tom Hardy's doing perfectly fine. Like everybody, especially with how superhero movies are nowadays, it's like everybody forgives you for being in it. Everybody's in them, you know.
Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. However the fuck you ever say her name, she's in the MCU, you know. But like there's a complete detachment for like everybody knows. Okay, that's whatever. But she's still going to be doing her movies she on the other side. Yeah, you know. There's mad people. And
Harrison Ford is about to be in the MCU. I think he's replacing. I forget that the actor who passed away who played not Director Fury. That's Samuel L. Jackson. Who did he play? Roger Stone. He was like the head of.
That's a director.
Yeah, it wasn't Stone. He was like the head of the.
Stone. No, I'm getting that wrong.
Yeah. He was in the MCU. He played like the head of not Hydra, but Shield.
Head of.
I remember,
Shield.
But he was actually working for Hydra.
Oh, this was what's his name? No, he's still alive.
No, in the movie he died, or no, in real life he died.
No. You're talking about what's his name? The one who came up with the movie festival out in Utah. Fuck, what is his name? Oh my God! How am I not remembering?
Just look this up.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure in the movie he played Director Stone.
Fuck! This is gonna kill me that I can't remember this.
I'm gonna have it right here in a second.
You're not.
His name is Robert Redford.
Yeah, damn it, Robert Redford. Robert Redford.
Alexander.
Is still alive.
He is?
Yes, he has not died. If Robert Redford died, there would be a lot of fucking news about that.
I'm almost certain.
No, and he came out with the, I think started the festival, or the movie festival, Sundance, right? Yeah, Robert Redford, I think, started Sundance.
It's a pretty fucking cool thing to do, but hey, I started that.
Yeah.
Just casually.
Yeah.
But Harrison Ford is replacing someone in the MCU, and it's like an actor who passed away, and Harrison Ford is like stepping into their shoes. Or that, I mean, is that a rumor?
No. I think you're right. I think I heard something like Harrison Ford. But anyways, the point still remains, which is nobody really gives a shit if you're in these franchises. It's not a career killer. You know what I mean? Like, I think the only thing that it means is that if you're in a really high profile film, like a superhero movie or whatever, and it sucks. It's just you might not get that same opportunity again, but you'll still be in plenty of shit. Like you'll be fine. Your career is gonna be fine. It's just you won't get a smooth little paycheck from Marvel anymore. is all that.
Whose career has like a superhero movie ruined? Is there anyone?
I think Brandon Routh as Superman. I don't think that worked out quite well. I think, and he still has a career thereafter, but I think the trajectory maybe of his career had that hit.
What about Dean Cain? Do you think playing Superman hurt his career?
I don't think it hurt it. I just don't think he was a good actor to begin with. I don't think he was that good, and that remained true thereafter.
Well, so it's interesting. So Scarlett Johansson recently came out. She was like, she was doing an interview with, I forget which news publication, but she said that she's like happy to be done with Marvel movies. Yeah. She's like, it was like, I think she said it was something like it was an adult summer camp, right? Where it's like let's all wear these silly costumes and like act in this silly movie. And these movies are great, they're big, they make a lot of money, but she's happy to be done with Marvel movies and start to focus on like real projects. And also
dirty.
Now not her exact words, not real projects, but like I think she also wants to get into like executive producing films, writing, directing, and like stepping away from being in front of the camera altogether.
Yeah.
And then you got like Dave Bautista, right? He also said that, like,
with the fresh new hairline.
Yeah. Did you see
he has
that
hair
picture?
Now? Holy shit! Pull up a picture.
No,
dude.
yeah, I gotta look at it. But he's also said that he's happy to be done with like doing Marvel films, because while it did like kind of like save his career, like getting that big Marvel role, like this is when he was like fucking almost broke and whatnot.
Yeah,
because they did save his career and saved him financially and help his family, but he's like, I'm done with Drax. Also because I don't think the character Drax in the MCU is actually a really cool character. He was like designed to like hunt and kill Thanos, like, but in the movies he just seems like weak and he's like the comedic relief. Yeah. So I don't think that character's story ever got a chance to be fully told, and it's like, yeah, I would want to be done with that too.
Yeah. I think everything has its season, and you got to know when to sort of like move on from certain things. And I think that like Dave Bautista is like, you know, a good example of when it's appropriate to move away from what you've been doing to something that can be more perpetual, right? Like he can't keep doing these same roles for forever. So it's good that he hold on, I got a picture of this motherfucker right here.
I see it here. Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull it up so the people can see it out there.
It's that hair that comes from underneath your balls. Put it
yeah,
on your head.
I don't blame anybody who doesn't who tries to do these type of things. Now, don't go too crazy with it, right? Like if it's just not working out for you, like some people try to do like the comb over, and it's just like,
the comb over is bad. Now the thing is, like, to be bald, you have to have like a, you know, if you have like a good looking head and when it's bald, you're good. But Bautista does not have like a good looking.
Yeah, it's all wrinkly. Yeah. It looks his head looks like a ball.
Yeah,
like, it looks like a ball.
It looks like dry and
yeah.
I would try to do some hair shit too if I were.
Would you ever like what's your game plan if you should start going bald? What's the game plan?
I've always been told I have like a very distinct shaped head. And that's always worried me. It's been my greatest fear. Of what if I
holy shit.
What if I do go bald?
War in the Middle East, fucking, you know, climate change.
Not my problem. Now, hair loss. That impacts me directly. I've always been worried, like, damn, what if I like do start to bald, and it's like the right thing to do would be to just shave my head, you know, just be done with it. But then you have like an awkward shaped head, like Neo. You ever seen like the singer Neo's head?
Yeah, well, it's because it looks like, you know, he looks like Mastermind.
I always thought he looked like one of the Coneheads. Remember that movie?
No, he doesn't look like he doesn't look like Conehead because
it's
his
like pointy
is like
at the top.
No, it's like spherical. It's spherical.
No, I thought it was
no, it's just really fucking big. That's the only thing wrong with Neo.
That's why he wears lots of hats. And he's always got a fucking hat on.
Yeah, I remember for like the first like few years of his career, he just wore a hat and nobody knew what his head looked like. And then we saw it like, God damn.
In concert and in the studio, like fucking on TRL 106 in Park. His mother in bed, girls would fuck him, like he kept his hat on the whole time.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know.
I don't know how the fuck we got on. Yeah, but like so Bautista, I would try and grow some hair too.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to show this fucking picture, but this thing is not allowing me to. Hold on.
Not a terrible looking guy. He's got the pepper gray beard coming in. I do want the pepper gray. You know, I don't want to just go full gray.
When you say you want to go pepper gray, you
gotta get like the pepper.
Are you willing?
Pepper.
Yeah. Are you willing to do that unnaturally? Like, I know there's some people who like purposely like get their shit sort of like.
Yeah, some people go and like they get it, you know, done. I'm gonna do my best to let it grow naturally, but you know, look good. Whatever whatever you got to do to look good, look good. Yeah. I don't knock whatever people, except for like significant body augmentation, where now you're just a created player, you know. Like, that shit's always weird to me, you know. Like whenever the Kardashians come out, they're like, we don't really do that much work, and it's like, yo, we all see it. Like,
okay, but how much does that really actually matter at the end of the day, right? Like if they're
not
still
much, but I kind of lose a little bit of like damn, this is just all fake, you know what I mean? Like, you're not even a real person anymore.
You had to get the money to do it. You had to work for it, you know.
You had to get the money to do it. That is true. And like, if you should be able to spend your money, and it's also your body. So I don't knock it too much. Yeah. But at a certain point, it's kind of like, you know, what am I even looking at? Like, this is not even you.
There's Well, I honestly don't really like, it's, I feel like standard to talk about like the Kardashians in that sense, but like who I find weird are that like, I saw there's like a headline.
Mickey Rourke.
Sort of. But there was like a dude or like a set of guys who like were all getting plastic surgery, but it was to like look buff. And it was just like, it's like, or, just go to the gym. Like
you know what a lot of men get?
Like calf implants. Yeah. I still don't understand this thing. Like, you just wear pants. Like, if you're that embarrassed about it, just
but
pants.
You want to be able to wear shorts. Let's say you're at the beach, or let's say you're like a guy, you go to the gym and you're jacked. You want to be able to be at the pool with your shirt off, and women are like, oh yeah. But like women also do, like a lot of women, it's like chest, arms, back, calves. So for dudes who don't have calves, what woman
is making life choices off of?
Well, these aren't life decisions. These are just general. Am I attracted physically to this person?
Yeah, I don't. We've talked about this.
Yeah, you don't believe it for some reason.
I just think it sounds like the dumbest thing. Like it's like I'm attracted to a woman because of her ankles. Ooh, those ankles. Like what?
For example, like I do. Like as a man, I do like a woman's legs to look good in like a dress or a skirt or like in a pair of heels.
Yeah.
If in those heels her legs look great. Fantastic. So I can see the same thing for women if she's like, yo, dude has nice calves.
Right. But the difference I'm trying to say is that like, I don't think, maybe you are trying to say this, is that you're making the decision on like, hey, am I attracted to this person based on, in large part, what what their legs look like. Like, I don't think you're making like that calculation. I think it's like, it'd be great to have some nice legs. That would be a plus. But if she didn't have great legs, it's not like you'd be like, oh no, fam.
No, I probably would. Yeah, like if
you would,
if I'm looking,
really?
Yeah, if I like as a man, if I'm looking at a woman, right, I'm like, all right, ass, legs, arms, shoulders, obviously face. Like if those things check the box initially within like the first 3 seconds, I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? And I think for women, it might be like obviously face, chest, how tall he is, and calves, right? Or like whatever your attraction combination is. But I think for a lot of women, I would even dare to say most women, calves is an important thing for a guy to have. Otherwise, you just have
no. You're insane. You're saying for
look it up. Google like
what? Google what?
Some strange shit's gonna pop up. Google like what women find physically attractive 2023. I don't know. Some survey will pop up on like what women, the top 5 categories. Money is the number. I'm just
kidding. Your body only matters on how much money you're sitting on. That's the
Or it matters less the more you have, right?
Top body parts that matter to women.
Pull you up to like dick.com.
The 10 most attractive body parts. This is muscle and fitness. This is probably gonna lie because this is fucking muscle and fitness. So they have like an
Muscle and Fitness magazine. They still make that.
I guess I don't know what the fuck it is.
Those people better be ready for the shit to hit the fan. Like I mean,
They've been ready for decades.
Bed Bath & Beyond literally just like went bankrupt. They're like, we're closing all of our stores. Like fuck this. Could you imagine?
Really?
They're closing all of them nationwide. Why? Including, they also own other chain of stores called like Baby, Bye Bye Baby, like children's clothes.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they were doing too bad. Every time I go in there, it's usually pretty busy in Bed Bath & Beyond. Anyways, so abs, number 1. Posterior, I guess they just mean ass. Yeah. Which is also a weird thing to think that women are into dudes' asses.
Women like ass.
I guess. Yeah, we're so weird as like, creatures of just like,
what you like?
It's so fucking
but
weird.
I feel like animals like it too. Random. Like like fucking.
I don't think
what are those things called? The birds with the huge feathers.
Peacocks.
Yeah. They the female peacocks. Like I like your feathers. I like the way you strut, and they make those like mate calls.
Yeah.
I like your sounds. You sound good.
I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Animals like some weirder shit too.
I guess weird to us, but chill for them. Shoulders. Shoulders I get because actually I feel like shoulders like that is something that I can actually understand because it makes you look a certain way when you have like broad shoulders. It just makes you look like I know what the fuck I'm doing here. I'm in charge, you know?
Get a little more respect.
You hit him with the Bane. Do you feel in charge? Yeah. When you got the wide shoulders.
Yeah.
Do you feel
That was a great scene. He just put his hand right on the shoulder. Yeah.
I know that dude, like, in real life was like, yo, you can't talk to me like that. Yeah. I have a wife and kids at home. You
can't watch this movie.
All right, shoulders. Tapered back, I guess.
That means like a back where it's like wide at the top and it tapers down to the waist.
Yeah. Arms. It's interesting. Arms is like halfway through the list. That's weird, right?
I would expect that to be a little bit higher.
Right. Because that's like one of the first things you see, like no matter what. Like you see the person's arm.
You can't really see the taper of someone's back.
Yeah.
If we live in Michigan. We're all wearing Canada Gooses, cold as fuck.
Chiseled chest.
I would have thought it would have been like height. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like this thing's kind of stupid. Like maybe I'll
like
try something else. Yeah. Let me try it and then we'll move the fuck on.
I feel like that list was just it wasn't in like order. It was just like alphabetical.
And also
order.
I said body parts, so maybe that will weed out the. What else can I ask instead of body part?
Like physical attributes.
What physical attributes? You know I can't spell that. Physical attributes that matter to women. All right. Women on average tend to be more attracted to men who have a relatively narrow waist. Interesting. A V-shaped torso. So the what's his name? The D'Angelo.
Yeah. No. I mean, she just means like wider chest, slimmer waist, the tapered back, V-shaped torso.
Okay. And broad shoulders. No mention of height. Women also tend to be more attracted to. Oh wait, yeah. It's literally like the next sentence. Women also tend to be more attracted to men who are taller than they are and display a high degree of facial symmetry as well. What the fuck is facial symmetry?
Like your face isn't uneven. Like you don't look like Stallone. You know how Stallone has that like.
But his face is even.
Well, he talks very one side of his face. That's why when anyone does a Stallone impersonation or a Rocky impersonation, they always do that. They drop one side of the lip.
Yeah.
Or Bobby Brown, but that was just coke. When he sings, he also like sings out of one side of his mouth.
Money to afford all those drugs.
Yeah.
And display a high degree of facial symmetry as well as a relatively masculine facial dimorphism.
Yeah, like chicks don't like guys who don't have chins. Chin implants.
Does anybody like anybody who doesn't have chins? Like, come on. Come on. I don't think. And no offense to people who don't have chins out there. I'm sorry to disrespect you, but that's not.
Could you imagine if you're just like, I'm going to start a new podcast today, despite my insecurities.
I want to get out of this conversation. I feel bad. I feel so fucking bad about this.
We're just reading a list. This is just.
We added that. They didn't add that in. We added that.
That is true.
All right, whatever. I don't even know how the fuck we got on this.
No
we
idea.
talked about Dave Bautista and then that's
sort of so good for him. Like good for him. New hair.
Moving on to my buttons aren't working here, so I wasn't able to get up the
image.
Yeah, but it's okay though. People can just Google it. You have a cell phone in your pocket. It's fine. Okay, so other movies that are coming out. So we had Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. We steered very hard away from that.
We got way off.
We have this movie. Have you seen the previews for this? Is like Chevalier or Chevrolet?
The motherfucker who's playing the violin.
Yeah. With cornroles back in like the 1800s.
Yeah. Just dancing in front of white people's face. Like, I don't think that's how it would have went down. These motherfuckers were racist as shit back then. They wouldn't be like, well, he is talented. Listen, let him live. Kill the rest. Like.
No, that's actually probably exactly how it went down.
Maybe, but I think they even still would be like, no, kill him too. We can't have him be the best. That undoes all the things that we're trying to do.
Yeah. I'm not, and obviously this is I guess a direct sort of sequel to, not direct sequel, but this is the child of the, what's the show called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's like
Bridgerton wave.
I thought it was the what is that, like hip hop opera series that was
Hamilton?
Hamilton.
No, yeah. Well, maybe both of them are like sort of the natural successors.
Yeah,
to
someone's like,
Hamilton.
this like theater shit is hot right now. Let's keep it going.
Well, not just theater shit, but just like old timey movies or shows or whatever the case is, and then we'll just make them black.
Yeah,
like I think they're like that'll work, and it has apparently, so who knows?
What's next? What do you think is what instrument is next
that the person's going to be playing?
So we got the violin.
Yeah.
Right. We got wasn't Hamilton. Hamilton was more.
We got to go flute.
We're gonna go flute.
Yeah, we're gonna go flute or piccolo. One of those.
Piccolo would be.
Yeah. They once they start getting into the saxophone, it's like, okay, well, this is getting a little too on the nose.
Like a cello or something like that. Oh, Green Book. Remember he used the piano. Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, but I feel like that's mad rags though, like to play the piano. Like even though I can't play the piano.
But he was like a black gay man playing the piano and like classical style music. Yeah. His whole character. Yeah, that was the whole thing. He was gay.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie at all. I just remember it was stupid. Or you know what? It wasn't a stupid movie. It's just stupid that it won the Oscar.
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I wouldn't have given it the Oscar either. But it wasn't a bad movie.
I think that year was against Roma, and it was just like preposterous. It was like Green Book.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed Green Book more than Roma, but like Roma was.
I enjoyed Roma vastly more. Green Book was just like, hey, this guy's racist.
Yeah. So I think it was a little bit more than that, but like I think Roma was like it was just a beautiful film from front to back, slow burn, movie, but it was like just a great, beautiful film, top to bottom. Green Book was a bit more. It was a bit more of a movie, right? Like this is a movie. Roma was like just a long, beautiful story.
I do not accept your
because Roma, the Green Book had its theatrics, like any like you could. There's clear storytelling behind it.
It's clear storytelling in Roma.
Now, granted, it was based on a true story, but like obviously they're taking certain parts and they're really curating a story. Mm-hmm. Whereas Roma, again, it just felt like a long, like really beautiful, interesting story that had like the climax at the perfect time, and then it was black and white, so it was very visually and stylistically different. The music was different. Yeah, there wasn't much of any, but it was different.
Yeah, it was.
I think Roma should have won that year.
In my opinion, Roma is a vastly better movie. In however you want to define it, it's better. I don't even know if it's even disputable. If it's a better movie.
I wonder what else was up for the Oscar that year. I think like If Beale Street Could Talk.
Yeah, we could
something like that.
Can look it up. But
we could.
Feel like making that effort. So next week, what's coming out? Big George Foreman is coming out, which actually kind of looks stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks pretty dumb.
It's very stupid.
Yeah. And also George Foreman, just like as a person, I'm not gonna lie to you. No offense, George. No offense. Maybe not the most interesting person in the world. I could be an asshole. I'm probably an asshole.
I mean, I love the Foreman Grill. I love when when he was on that shit. He was getting big money.
I like your infomercials, but
I never really cared for George Foreman. I did see a video of him recently.
He was before our time, I think. Yeah. I think we only got sort of George Foreman and a Foreman Grill.
Yeah, era. That's how I remembered him.
Yeah,
really.
But he was apparently he was a beast.
He just did a video on a TikTok video or something like that, and he's in the gym and he's still showing boxer never loses his punch, and he's hitting the heavy bag.
Yeah, and this movie
sounds like a problem. Like I feel like he still could throw.
A lot of these old dudes, they keep talking about. I think Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I'm like, he'd die, right? Like he literally fucking killed. Or did they already fight?
No, they're not gonna fight.
I thought. Are you sure? Are we sure that didn't already happen? Did that happen?
No, I think that was okay. If it happened, we'd know for sure it happened. We wouldn't be questioning whether or not it did. Yeah.
Okay.
We know.
Yeah. He fought like Anderson Silva. That's who he fought, right?
Mike Tyson?
No. Jake Paul.
Yeah. He fought Anderson Silva. He fought like Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
He fought who's that other UFC fighter?
What's his fucking name? Andrew. No, it wasn't Cormier.
It's like.
I don't know. I forget. Whatever.
Yeah, I really like this guy too. So he fought an MMA fighter. Tommy Fury was
he took
the first boxer he actually really fought
and took the
L.
But yeah, if he fought like Mike Tyson's old, probably clearly like not as fast as he once was. But Jake Paul would die probably.
Yeah, if Mike Tyson caught him with like just a little combo,
oh my god,
it'd probably be a wrap.
Good night, Irene. Holy shit. Okay, so Foreman's coming out next week. Sisu, which is this movie that's coming out next week.
I kind of do want to see this movie.
Yeah, I remember we watched the trailer. You were pretty fucking.
We were like, this movie
it's
just mindless. It's like it is from the creators of John Wick, isn't it?
I believe so.
Either the producers, the creators of
John Wick. I think
so.
Yeah, probably the producers or some shit. So basically, it's like this like World War II movie. but it's just like kind of like the John Wick of like World War II.
Yeah, and isn't it loosely based off of like an actual real person? I think it was like.
I think it said it is, but
I'm obviously it's going to be the very theatrical version of the story where it's like it's basically just this man and his dog, and neither one of them will like. It's not that he's like immortal. It's just like he won't die. No matter what they do, this guy does not die. He just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
I want to see it. This looks good.
Basically John Wick. He's basically
John Wick, but in World War II.
Yeah. So Peter Pan and Wendy comes out next week. I've
never cared about Peter Pan. This whole
I did.
story.
Fucking Hook was one of the elemental movies of my upbringing. So with Robin Williams playing an older Peter Pan. And was it Dustin Hoffman who played? No, not Dustin Hoffman. Who was it? Who was it that played? No. He played Hook. It wasn't. Was it Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Never saw it. Love Robin.
You've never
Williams.
seen? No. That's a lie. You've never seen Hook?
Maybe I have.
That has to be a lie.
In camp or something like that.
It was Dustin Hoffman.
When they had like the movies on.
Yeah,
and they would give you, a Nutrigrain bar and like an apple juice until your fucking
Tinkerbell,
parents came to get you.
Julia Roberts is Tinkerbell. You don't remember that?
Nah.
Yo, you're
Julia
tripping,
Roberts
dude.
is Tinkerbell.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Tinkerbell 6'2",
and like Ralphio. Come on, it was a really good movie.
Didn't see it. Never cared about Peter Pan. I'm just kind of like,
you're the worst. Okay.
You're gonna go see Peter. What is it? Peter and Wendy. Pan and Wendy.
I didn't say I was gonna see it. I'm just saying Hook was one of the most fundamental movies of my upbringing. I remember that movie like the back of my fucking head. But yeah, I'm not. I don't really have like a particular like deep interest in Peter Pan as just like a general, continuous, thing that I'm interested in.
Every grown man is excited for like Pan and Wendy or whatever movie this
come on. Yeah, Peter Pan's a classic story.
Check your registry.
Jesus Christ. What are you interested? What stories are you interested in then?
Like old, like stories from our childhood.
Yeah, all Peter Pan is the idea of growing up. You know what I mean? It's sort of like the classic coming of age story.
Yeah, but isn't there like a darker side of Peter Pan where he like only like recruit kids who are like already in, like these are kids who are orphans, right? So they were orphans. They didn't have parents. He would convince them to run away with him to a secret place where they like never have to grow up. They could be kids forever and fly.
I don't know if he only
seems like he was a predator.
You see how quick we are to label people.
I feel like Chris Hansen.
Wait, wasn't he supposed to be a kid himself? He was a kid himself.
Yeah, but like let's be real. He's probably like 90, right? He just hasn't grown up, and he would sneak into the kids' room at night and tell them, "Hey, kid, like come to Never Neverland." Or
very cynical you are. You're very cynical.
Like Chris Hansen should have walked in like, "Why don't you have a seat right here? I've got the transcript."
Trying to fly away. He's like, Peter,
close the door.
Peter, don't run away. Don't run away, Peter.
The camera crew comes in. Peter's like, I was just checking on them to make sure that they're okay. Like,
Peter, we found this rope and zip ties,
snacks and condoms. Peter, this is an orphanage.
Yeah, this is dark. We got to move off of this.
I'm telling you, Peter Pan was dark. He was a terrible person.
Oh my god! All right, so let's move into a few headlines. Fucking Jamie Foxx, man, what the fuck happened to him?
What happened? I know he's been doing a movie with Cameron Diaz. Which
he's in a hospital emergency.
Yeah. Didn't he have some type of was it like chest?
The fuck if I know.
Chest inflammation. Or something
Jamie
like
Foxx was in the middle of filming in Atlanta for his Netflix Back in Action. He recruited former co-star Cameron Diaz after her hiatus from acting. When this project came along, whatever. Why are we talking about fucking Cameron Diaz?
Because she's saying like this is her like last movie. She's gonna step away from Hollywood.
No. He is in the hospital.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about Cameron Diaz for? On April 21st, a source told people that Fox is okay, but is hospitalized. He's okay, thank God. Other source says he's still in the hospital and doctors are running tests, but he's awake and alert. They're keeping him under observation. This thing isn't. They wrote this article in a very like weird way. I wish I would have.
Can't lose Jamie Foxx. I don't even want to consider anything serious happening to Jamie Foxx. Let's just hope he gets back to good health soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is like because they're being very mum on.
He's a treasure to the black community. Very fucking talented guy, Jamie Foxx.
Super talented.
He could act. He could do He could do serious roles. He could do comedic roles. He could do stand-up comedy. He could sing. The fuck can't this guy? He's a writer, producer, director.
Yeah. No, Jamie Foxx is a fucking, he's basically Childish Gambino before Childish Gambino, essentially. But yeah. So hopefully Jamie pulls through and is fine, and yeah. It's so funny. The other day, I was dealing with like somebody from like the White House, and I called them by like their first name, but I wasn't talking to them. I was talking to somebody trying to get to the person who was from the White House. And the person who I was talking to was like, I'm sorry, do you know them like personally? And I was like, and at first it's so in my zone that I was just thrown off by the question. I was like, yeah, no. And he was like, well, maybe call them by their full, like,
I'm like, what fucking office is it? Like, tell me what elevator do I need? Shut the fuck out of here.
I was just like, and then after, like, 'cause then she said it again, and I was like, yeah, we played golf last weekend. And I was just like, shut the fuck up and get me to the goddamn
fucking number to the room or the door or the floor. Whatever information I need, give it to me. Yeah. Just what is your relationship with this individual to call them on such a personal level? Like,
what it really got me to like realize is that, like, it's not the people, or it's sometimes the people who are actually in power that, are really just high off of it. But more often than not, it's the people around them that are really fucking high off even just the proximity to power, And then it's just like, oh my God, like, we got to take this so seriously. So when I saw the dude, you were just like joking. Like, as soon as I saw him, we were like making jokes with one another, and it was just like, it's fine, like, and it's just like, yo, relax. Everybody fucking relax, And it's like, I feel like once you are in a certain bubble, as we commonly say, I feel like it's so hard that anything else seems like foreign to you, So like when people are just like, you've been calling them this long ass, I'm like, I'm not going to refer to this person by this long ass title every time I fucking talk about them. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that.
Especially with people with the long tires, Dr. Miller, head of radiology.
Oh my God.
Like, is Frank here? I'm not going to be like, is Dr. Miller here, head of radiology
I don't give you initials. Like,
PhD. Like, I'm not going to add in all of his initials and shit.
Yeah. Anyways, weird story. Let's talk about Fox and Dominion. So Fox had to pay Dominion. So for those who don't know, which I'm sure everybody does at this point. So basically, Dominion was, I guess, in charge of like the voting machines. And basically, Fox and pretty much everybody else on the right wing were after Trump's election loss back in 2020. They just started lying and saying, oh, yeah, well, who knows? This might be all fraudulent and, Dominion's at the cause of it and yada, yada. And so, long story short, for one, we've just gotten sort of like information dump after information dump about like what they were saying behind the scenes that like everybody at Fox was just like, yo, this shit is wild. Yo, this is not true even remotely. But let's go out there and say it anyways, And so anyways, so they came to a settlement with Dominion for close to $1 billion. So $787.5 million.
I wonder, how do these payouts happen? Let's say one company owns the other company's $785 million.
Use Venmo? Fuck.
Yeah. Like, you guys Zelle? Cash App? Apple's like, we're going to charge you 3% on this. And then who covers that 3%? 3%.
No, Fox. Yeah, you get Fox to cover that shit. Yeah.
But like, is this paid over a period of time? Is this like one large cash transfer?
No, I imagine that's probably not even going to be like whose job is it? I'm always curious about whose job is it to like actually monitor that's actually happening.
Yeah.
Or does it go through like, say, like the courts? Like, does it like, do the courts basically, does Fox have to then give it to like some like the court somehow, and then the court then gives it to Dominion? Or is it like direct of just like directly from Fox to Dominion, and they're doing it very angrily, like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Like, can you bring a check over? Yeah. Can someone from the finance department write up a check for $785?
Yeah.
And then bring it to their office?
But that's probably like not uncommon for them to like write checks like this, right? Like, I'm sure it has to go through like certain levels, but they have to, or they're probably not writing a check.
I mean, probably doing wire transfers.
Yeah. But it obviously is like not
two people got to turn the key at the same time. Like.
One slow.
You know, that was like the big thing in the 90s movies. If you were about to like launch a missile,
ready, 3,
and then
2,
push the button.
Yeah. It was,
and we believed it. We're like, but it's really probably just happening on a computer. Like,
well, it was I remember it explicitly from Terminator 2. Do you remember when they had to like get the it was like the chip or some shit like that? And they had to like turn the keys at the same time in order to like have the shit open.
I remember it from GoldenEye. I think they were trying to like stop. It was one of the Bond movies. I think they were trying to stop a missile, or I think they were trying to activate the missile launch. They had to do it at the same time.
That's like every Bond movie.
Yeah, any movie from the 90s where they're about to launch a missile or like blow something up.
Any Pierce
the double key turn
Bond had a double key turn. Okay. Have you heard of this controversy? You know what? Let me to wrap up this Fox Dominion thing. So what I find hilarious is that this changes absolutely nothing. Now, it's pretty indisputable at this point based on all the information that has come out from like text messages from people at Fox and yada yada, of that they think that their audience are really stupid, right? That, hey, this is completely false, but we're just going to run with it anyways because that's what people want to hear. And yet this is not going to change anything. I think we live in a fucking simulation, dude. Like this has to be make believe, because it's like we know this isn't true. Like demonstrably, it's demonstrably not true, right? Like it's definitively not true. Not just based on my own understanding of it, but literally based on Fox's understanding. They're like, this is definitely not true, but fuck it, like let's roll with it.
Yeah.
And people are still like, yeah, I'm still going to tune in every week. If I found out that the news outlet that I'm watching consistently and deliberately lied to me, but
Fox knows their audience. Fox knows their audience more so want a good story and to be entertained.
But as the audience, how are you not like, that's really fucked up? Like how are you not like, let me analyze how I'm looking at the shit if the news that I'm watching is explicitly giving me shit that they know I want, and like it's different. Like all media is like manufactured, right? Like it's as Noam Chomsky would put it, is manufactured consent, right? Like, so they're basically all lying through their fucking teeth, right?
Yeah.
Like that. This is true at just like a base layer, right? But the problem is that sometimes you can lie by omission, right? So like you just like choose to like leave out certain things, or it's like the stories that you choose to cover paint a certain picture, right? So you choose to cover a story, or you choose not to cover a story, right? But that's different from just lying, just straight up lying.
Like, there's a term for it. I forget exactly what it is. It'll come to me. But essentially, I think Fox realizes that their audience wants to continue to live a certain like existence based off of the information in the news that they're delivered, how it's delivered, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if we have to lie to our audience, but our audience enjoys the lie, we'll tell them lies because that's what they want. This is how they want to hear their news. They want to hear that the election was stolen from Trump. The truth is that, like, you know, he just lost the election, right? But his Fox News viewers want to hear that, it was stolen from him. They want to hear about the build the wall shit. Like, they want to hear the fake side of the news that complements the viewpoint or the perspective they already have.
That they already have. So all of that I get, but as the viewer, if I knew that the news that I'm reading, watching, whatever the case is lying to me because they know that I already am predisposed to believing whatever the thing is, then I'd have to have like a come to, you know, as they might say, come to Jesus moment.
Fox is a strip club. Right? Fox News, it's a strip club. The guys come there and they're like, they go get a private dance in the back, and then they're like, tell me you love me. And then Fox News is like, I love you. You know, and they're like, so tell me the lies that I want to hear. And then Fox gives them what they want. They tip.
Everybody knows it's bullshit, but it's just like, all right, we're still going to do it.
It goes back to the bar with his friends. Like, I think she likes me. Like, who, the girl over there? Like, yeah, Foxy. Like, yeah, I think she likes me. Like, no, this is just a transaction.
Oh my God, that is one of the truths. You know, I back in the day, and I think I'm still going to do maybe a thing on this. But I compared politics, period, to pro wrestling. That it's basically pro wrestling, and that it's all just fucking make believe, and yet we all treat it as if it's real, right? Like we all interacted with it as if it like is real, and as if there's not people behind the scenes fucking just puppeteering the entire fucking thing. We all like to pretend that what we're actually seeing, the people who are voting on this particular bill, they're just doing so because this is what they actually fucking believe, and not because they're bought and sold for behind the scenes, or bought and sold behind the scenes. So yeah, so when you said strip club, is like, yeah, of course, that is exactly what Fox.
And all these politicians. If I'm a politician, I want to figure out, how do I get my name in the news, right? How do I either say yes to the big thing or say no to the big thing that like is going to stir up some trouble? Now people are going to be looking at me like he's the new young, the young hothead on Capitol Hill, or whatever, right? Like that's all they're like. They're just trying to be the next new villain. Yeah, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, is that her name? Yeah. She's just trying to be like the villain of the hour. I don't know what she really stands for. She's the head of the Intelligence Committee.
She actually might actually believe the shit that she says. Like
maybe
I think so. Like I think she but
she's clearly trying to be the villain, or like she enjoys being the villain.
Of course, yeah. Well, I don't think she enjoys being the villain. I think she just happens to be the villain for like say like liberals or progressives or whatever the case is, right?
She would have been like Triple H and like remember that whole crew.
Yeah,
who was
DX.
it? DX. Who was it? Sean. It was like something Scott.
Shawn Michaels.
Was it Shawn Michaels and Triple H?
Yeah.
And then
DX,
not Rey Mysterio. Who's the guy who did the flips?
Did the flips? Right.
Eddie Guerrero? Yeah, wasn't it like Triple H, Eddie Guerrero?
No, you're just messing all this up.
Eddie Guerrero was like way back. He was older.
No. They were around the same time. It's just that they were not connected really. In any way.
I thought they were all like DX.
No. You're just naming people and then saying you're like Hulk Hogan. DX,
I saw a clip of it the other day. They were like, it was like shit that wouldn't go now, and it was like, remember the DX? They would do like the whole suck it thing.
The chopper,
yeah. That would not fly now.
I think people are still doing that to this day. But Lauren Boebert, right? Boebert, whatever it is. Anyways, she's kind of like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Except for, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene actually like has like a documented history of like believing the shit that she actually like, as preposterous as all of it is. I feel like she actually believes it. Lauren Boebert is clearly just like, you don't believe in anything. You're just somebody who's like, you should run for the House, and she's like, all right,
yeah.
And then he's like, well, what do I run as? And I was like, probably a Republican. He's like, all right, what do Republicans say? And like that's the vibes she gives. It's just like. I don't care about
like she's a puppet.
And it's so easy for the Republicans because it's like just keep saying like there's
say G Unit one more time. Like that's all you got to do. Just say repeat the Republican agenda every interview. Yeah.
What's his name? DeSantis. He had like a rally the other day, or he had something the other day when he was like on stage speaking, and I swear, I bullshit you not, in like 30 seconds he said the word woke like 12 times.
Yeah.
He just was like, we're starting a woke war. This is Florida's where woke goes to die. In your house there's woke. In your schools there's woke, and and you're just delivering the word everywhere. Yeah. Woke. It's like, what the?
He's just delivering. He's just saying the word that like will stir up the most. Like,
but how do you like? I guess what I'll never get over is like, how are you a person sitting there and that's what he's doing? Like, you have to know that he's just saying a word that you're going to have a reaction to.
Yeah.
Like if like Bernie Sanders just got up there and was just like, and just kept saying capitalism, like, and he said it like 12 times in a row. I'd be like, Bernie, it's fucking clear as fuck what you're doing right now. Like he says it a lot, but it's just like, I think he says it with like, there's like a point to what he's fucking saying. He just doesn't say it just for the fucking sake of saying it. There's like that an actual point.
Democrats like, ooh, capitalism, like it's like generally viewed as like somewhat of a bad thing, right? So if I keep saying the word that you already don't like, you're gonna like be on my side. It's like, yeah, we both hate this thing. Yeah, Fox News does it really well.
I guess you
club.
Can't be,
they just like they keep saying the thing that like, oh, you like these titties, and then the audience is like, yeah, we like those titties. It's like, you like these, and they just keep putting the ones in the G string. That's it.
Yeah, I guess the saying remains true. You can't be mad at the player. You just have to be mad at the game because it's working. So fuck it. I guess.
Especially if you're aware of the game and it's being played on you, and you're just like, keep playing.
Let's keep going. Okay, so let's move on from that. Have you heard about this Cleopatra thing?
Yes, this is silly. Isn't it like some people are saying that like wasn't there like a new film or whatever show that that features Cleopatra?
Yeah,
and essentially I think it's probably mostly white people are upset because they've made Cleopatra like just a straight up black woman, and then they're like, whoa, Cleopatra was light skinned. You know?
Yeah, I don't fully understand like what the argument is here. And I am no historian, obviously speaking, right? That is not my trade. But I don't know. White people play shit all the time that they're not the thing. So
yeah,
fucking.
And I think if you look at it historically, so Cleopatra, and I don't fucking know her whole background. I didn't grow up with her, but like,
guys didn't play like, kickball when you were kids.
I forget which country she had origins from.
What,
but like
Egypt? She was Egypt, or well, I guess
I think she was like Egyptian, and she was like from Egypt and somewhere else. Like she was like mixed, right?
Yeah, wasn't it like Greece or something like that?
Yeah, like Greece and Egypt or something like that. Right?
And again, it's funny. Me and my friend Dan actually just talked about how I make statements about like history stuff, and I'm like 90% of the time, I'm pretty sure he's going to hear it and be like, "Yo, you are so fucking wrong."
Yeah, but like Cleopatra's known as like either not a white woman, but like a darker skin, because she was like one of the most beautiful women to ever live, right? And she had like darker, like
so they say. We
don't know. Yeah, we didn't see.
She's not on YouTube. So.
Did she have a BBL? Like maybe the first. Well, she was really out there killing it in the game. She was getting into the club. She was in the VIP section with the cheetahs and the goat and the pharaohs and shit like that.
Cheetahs and the goat.
They had cheetahs back then. And I was like, if you were,
I don't know if they had them in Egypt.
If I was a king,
they had cheetahs in Egypt. I don't know.
Commission people to go get them for me. Like I'm the king. I have servants.
Well, you're queen when you're.
Oh yeah, if we had Cleopatra, I got the baddest chick in the game.
No,
wearing my chain.
She is the thing. It's not like there was like a king that. Well, I guess maybe she was married to a king, and maybe that's how she. I don't know. I don't know what the fucking whole story is.
It was like Cleopatra, then it was Beyonce. They're the same level.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway, so white people are mad that they've made Cleopatra like a black woman.
But here's the thing: I don't know if it's white people so much as Egyptians are.
So a lot of Egypt is in Africa, but a lot of Egyptians do not identify as African.
Being African, yes.
It's kind of like what happens in like, the Dominican Republic and Brazil, where they're like, there are black Brazilians and Dominicans just because of the slave trade, right? Yeah. But when you see Brazilians on TV, you see like the lighter skin, you see like, I don't think Shakira is Brazilian. Is she Brazilian? Did I just change her whole fucking country of origin?
I don't know
I don't know. But if you see like these like beautiful Brazilian women, they generally show like the lighter skin side of Brazil. So
she's Colombian.
Colombian? Okay. Yeah. Same thing in Colombia, right?
Yeah.
They show like the lighter skin, the fairer skin people. They don't necessarily show like the darker skin Brazilians, Colombians, Nicaraguans, Mexicans, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So, I think in Egypt, they're probably like, oh, like she's too dark to look like the pretty versions of Egyptians that we like show on TV or in media.
Yeah, here's the thing. And I'm sure that there will be some dude, who's that fucking guy that you always see for like the memes and stuff. The dude who's just like, anytime somebody says something about like black people or something like that, or anytime you see like a black dude with like a white wife or something like that. What's his fucking name?
What is Dr. Umar?
Dr. Umar Johnson. Yeah. I don't want to fucking upset Dr. Umar Johnson and his ilk, but I don't know. I personally don't know what the fuck the deal is with Egyptians in terms of like, yeah, I don't know. And I guess the idea is that also Cleopatra, I don't know if she was like born an Egyptian. I think she became queen of the Egyptians, but I think she was like from like Greece or somewhere.
Yeah, bro, nobody fucking knows.
No, there are actually people who do actually fucking know.
They're dead too. The people who knew are dead.
No, there are historians.
Historians today only know what historians years ago have told us happened, right?
Yeah,
but like,
okay, well, how do we know anything?
Motherfuckers back then how do we had know that feather pen. They were like, do I want to write that or do I want to change? Do you not think people throughout human history who were responsible for recording these historical events, right, and who had the power and the influence that their recording of or recollection of what happened is what happened?
I'm not sure if they knew that
throughout history. They'd have been like, yo, I could really fuck the game up right now and like.
No, I don't doubt that in fact
changed the whole plot of the film.
Well, in fact, I mean that's how we, Jesus, right? Like this is how we end up in this situation, right?
Some white dude was like, gonna make him white.
Yeah, let's change
this is history now.
Yeah, but anyway, like I don't know. I think what I'm trying to say is that
Marvel did it. Marvel, like, Chris Evans is gonna play. He's gonna be a Fantastic Four and Captain America. They just like do whatever basically whatever story you want to tell. You just have to tell it confidently enough, and people will believe you.
I mean, that's true about everything. Yeah. All right. Well, instead of us talking about it, let's read a little bit of this article. Cleopatra is a historical figure that has captivated audiences for generations. Countless books have been written, and more than a few movies and television series. Here's the thing. No, I'm going to continue these. I'll come back to what I was going to say.
Here's the thing.
Have been made that tell the story of the ancient Egyptian queen. A new Netflix series, Queen Cleopatra, has come under fire for its choice in casting the lead role, which has even resulted in a lawsuit against the streaming service, and that's preposterous. What? Because we want a black woman to play Cleopatra, and which is at most it's obviously like debatable, right? But it's just not like the most preposterous thing.
We're gonna take this to the Supreme Court. Despite more important shit's going on, but we're gonna fight this battle. It's gonna be somebody is what that we might call big mad. Somebody is big mad out there. Director Tina Gavari, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, is behind the upcoming Netflix series Queen Cleopatra. The series will combine dramatized events with historians discussing Cleopatra, including discussions of the ruler's possible ethnic makeup. However, the decision to cast Adele James, a black actress, has already resulted in a backlash as a lawyer in Egypt has actually filed suit against the production. In a story from Variety, Gavari says that she chose the right actress for the job, and she thinks James probably looks more like the ancient ruler than many actresses who haven't played the role before. Yeah. So, like, for instance, bro was in Egypt and woke up mad as fuck when he saw this. Could you imagine?
There has to be some like Nazi person in Egypt right now as a lawyer, because it's like, yo, who? What?
Yeah, it's like, imagine waking up and you seeing something on the news from like in Korea and just being like, yo, I'm mad enough to press charges from another country.
Well, I guess it's not directly analogous, but like I remember they didn't Seth Rogen and what's his name? His best friend,
James Franco.
They came out with a movie that had Kim Jong Un in it, or it
wasn't Pineapple Express. It was like
no. It was another one on top of it was like the actor or like the
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And obviously it caused like a whole big thing. I never heard of a fucking lawsuit from fucking Korea.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't understand like what you even sue for. Like, what is the thing?
Defamation, I guess. Like, that's it from another country.
Are you heard like long, distance?
You're gonna defame a woman who's been dead 3,000 years. Like,
okay,
so what, bro? How dare you speak of King Tut that way? Like, nigga, what? What are you talking about? You didn't know him personally.
He was my great. And 20 greats later, uncle, like, what? All right, cool. Tight, fam.
He didn't even leave anything for you. Like, represent.
You have to work like for
that.
a living.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Why are you defending him like this? So was Cleopatra black? We don't know for sure, but we can, and this is, I guess, a quote from, I don't even know who it's from. I think this is from the director Gavari. So was Cleopatra black? We don't know for sure, but we can say for certain she wasn't white like Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, so this is like exactly what I was saying. We need to have a conversation with ourselves about colorism and internalized white supremacy that Hollywood has indoctrinated us with. Yeah, like this is like completely fucking accurate. Like Elizabeth, clearly, like there's at the very minimum, there, like, we know that Cleopatra wasn't white, like from the fucking Caucasus
She
Mountains,
wasn't
right?
British.
Yeah, like it wasn't like she was like fucking drinking tea and crumpets, right? Like, so at the very minimum, we know that, right? Like if she was like Greek or she's whatever, like, okay, fine. Those are all like debatable things, but I don't think it's like the craziest fucking thing in the world if a light-skinned black actress plays Cleopatra. That seems not terribly
any actress
super
to me who's
fucking
black,
far-fetched.
Middle Eastern, from the Mediterranean, like those things I could all believe. Like, you know, that regional mix.
Yeah.
From the UK, no, come on. From fucking Canada, Australia, like no.
I don't know, but this does like kind of
California, Cleopatra, like no, bro. She's not from LA.
Mandy Moore's playing
come on now.
Like, but how preposterous is that? Like, it's like if Mandy Moore is like, I'm playing Cleopatra, you wouldn't hear anybody say shit about it. We
love
right?
Mandy Moore. Yeah,
yeah.
This is us.
But you know, a black actress, you know,
immediately they're like, nope.
They're like, nope, absolutely not. We're suing you for this. What?
Yeah, that's insane.
All right, fam. But yeah, anyways, so that's the thing that exists in the world. Yeah, I so obviously, like, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. The lawsuit's probably going to get dismissed or some shit like that. But it's just people have weird things.
I just wonder, what is the process to file an international lawsuit?
Yeah,
because I have to like present you with documents, right? I have to actually like give you a copy of whatever I'm filing against you.
Yeah.
What court am I asking? I need you to come to Egypt so we can battle this out in court in Cairo, or is it like? Can you sue someone internationally? Is there like, can you do it over Zoom?
Can you do it over Zoom? I'm
fucking
sure you
WebEx.
No, definitely not at WebEx. How international
There's probably 1,000 answers. I guess can you sue anyone on earth? Is that like a thing that you could just do?
I'm pretty sure. This is from foreignservicelaw.com. International litigation is defined as a lawsuit that is brought forward as a result of disputes between two or more parties, either individual or businesses who reside in different countries. International litigation attorneys have a full understanding and knowledge of all laws in the countries that are involved. So I'm sure, I think it might have to do with like some sort of international court. I would have to assume.
How do you get that job? Fucking interview is, and you get an interview like on a ship in sovereign territory.
You have to,
just to make sure you're not biased in any particular way.
Yeah, and you're definitely biased. Like you're 100% biased. Well, I guess it can't be somebody for, like, if so they might have like I would suspect like, and I'm just completely I'm saying this out of my ass, right? But I would have to suspect that it's whoever is in charge of like your case can't be from either country. You can't be Egypt and the U.S. and like the presiding judge is Egyptian. Yeah. It's like, you know, wearing a Cleopatra shirt.
Rule that's with Elizabeth. I'm gonna rule fairly on this case. Like, no, bro, no, you're not. I see your shirt. Not even in a suit and tie on the call. You're wearing the shirt. No way you're gonna be fair.
As a fuck America, which is always fair. That's always a fair thing to say. But in that case, it would not be welcomed.
Yeah, I can't even believe we're talking about that. That's insane.
Yeah. All right, man. I think that's pretty much it. Did you have anything that you wanted to pop into?
It's been a slow week.
Yeah.
In terms of like movies and film, I haven't even really watched much TV this.
I gotta talk to you about this. We've started Love Island. No, not Love Island. Love is Blind. And why do they keep just name it something completely?
It's
different?
It's gotta have love. In it.
Something. Yeah,
people love it.
Love Literally. Is Blind, season 4. Have you watched any of this?
No, but my partner does, and she's like, apparently everyone. One thing, apparently people hate Nick Lachey and his wife as the host. Apparently
I still don't. We haven't gotten to the part where I think everybody hates them yet.
Yeah,
but I can still understand it somehow. Like,
but I hear there's some wild shit happening on Love Is Blind.
Yeah, and I find
you can say names. I'm not gonna watch.
No, I'm not gonna say names. What I'm saying is like these shows are, if nothing else, just a very good way to start conversations, right? Yeah, because you just see a bunch of like weird shit, and you're like, well, what would you do in that situation? And then what would you do? Like, you know, like it's just like a really good way to like start the conversation. They're absolute trash TV, and it's obviously all super fucking edited. And you know, my friend, shout out to Dan, he declares that they're all paid actors, which I don't think that they are. I think that they're just regular people who.
I don't think they're paid actors. I think they're regular people who are put in high pressure, very curated situations. Yeah. So that the producers know, hey, they're going to react.
And you take volatile people too. Yeah. Right? You don't take somebody who's just people, like mad, chill.
I'm looking for love, and I'm willing to go on national television in front of millions of people to find it.
Would you do that?
Nah, bro, I would get kicked off the show ASAP.
Yeah, you definitely.
Come on now. I'm like,
come on. Yeah, you say something crazy. You say something wild.
I just wouldn't be like interesting enough to the TV viewers because I'm
you.
Like,
no, you'd definitely be interesting enough to the TV.
But I
viewers.
wouldn't be there to find love. I'm like, I'm not gonna find it on a national on some like TV show. So
you really wouldn't give it like an honest college try. I feel like if I made the effort
be out
to
here
be on the
butthurt
show,
that like somebody recoupled or whatever. I wouldn't be like I love you after 3 weeks. We've been in the villa for 3 weeks now, and I love you. Like,
let's set up this scenario. Okay, you decide to go on a show. You have the same attitude of like, I'm not going to be that upset. You find somebody who's like really at you think who outside of this, you'd be like, yeah, I'd book you up and try to wife you up immediately, right? Like, but then you guys couple up, and then Casa de Amor happens, wherever the fuck that place is called. Casa Amor happens, and then shit goes crazy, and then recoupled, right? You telling me you wouldn't be upset? Come on.
I'd probably be like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I thought we were like catching a little vibe right here or something like that. But I feel like I would, and here's what the producers tried to do.
Yeah.
Is create a situation where like this feels real. Like this feels like the biggest decision of your life, right? So
yeah, it's the music.
I think I would always try and maintain a disposition where it's like this is reality TV. This is a show. There are cameras here. Like real relationships aren't built in front of a camera for like television viewers. That's not how it really happens. You could look up and find somebody, but this is a TV show. I feel like I'd always maintain that disconnect.
So you just like, no matter who you met, it would always be with the glaze of
like this is for the cameras.
This is just this is just a show at the end of the day. Yeah.
Like there's a joke I wanted to tell, but I didn't want to get canceled, you know what I mean, in front of America. It's like I feel like how no one could really fully truly be themselves on this TV show because you have to be careful about everything you say. Now some people get caught saying some dumb wild shit.
No, I think that's where the editing comes into play. I'm sure people on the show say wild ass shit.
Yeah,
all the
producers like, yeah, let's just cut that.
Yeah, we're just gonna cut that. Yeah, because we want to keep the show going and we don't want to cause a controversy in terms of just like something that's like truly like negative about the show. But whatever the dramatic things that are pertaining to the relationships, notice how we don't really ever like. When it comes to like people's personal beliefs, we never really get to find out what anybody actually like fucking believes, right? Like it's always, even though they're there for like, say like on Love Island,
yeah,
they're there for like a while, like they're there for like a month, 2 months, whatever the case is, right? We know nothing about the people, even after all this time. We know
if someone on an episode is talking about their faith in God, like, cut that out.
Yeah,
let's go to them.
Have them talk about the titties. Is what we want to talk about there. And so I think it's very curated that way. So even if you did see some wild shit, they were like, "Yeah, we're just gonna cut that." Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
I would need that. I would need to be in the editing room too. Yeah. Like if I were on the show, like I need to be.
You need to erase the actual like tape.
Then I do it. But no, I just feel like I don't have the personality to go on these shows and like look for love on national TV.
Which show would you go on if there was a show?
I would go on The Challenge.
The Challenge. Oh, like the
MTV. I love the fucking Challenge.
What is it like? It's just like, is it about the physical events that you do?
It's like the reality TV show. A bunch of people living in a house together.
No, I know what it is. I'm saying like, what is it about that you'd be?
They
like,
actually compete in physical events. Whether it's like puzzles, whether it's like a fucking physical pole wrestle or whatever. Like it has all of this shit. People are in relationships. It's like a political game. You know, I mean, it's like kind of like Big Brother, where people are like, a Survivor, where people are like, we've got to like manipulate the game, vote that person out, keep these people in, form alliances.
I still was stressed. I just want to hang out at a villa. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, but I like the challenge. They're so fun. I like to see like fucking a strong competitor go against a weak one. And you're like, yo, this person's gonna fuck this person up. I can't wait for it. And then like all the political shit. I think the challenge, in my opinion, and like Love Island, those are my favorite reality TV shows.
Yeah, I would never do something like the Bachelor or anything like that because I've always found it stupid. Of like, so we're all gathered around this like one person who we all know is like
Rachel, like
pretty regs, right? Like, but like, like, and we're all like, and when I was
like, did you kiss her last night? It's like, yeah, I got a kiss. It was like, cool. I hope I get a kiss tomorrow.
What are we doing?
Like, nah, bro, you was telling me some wild shit.
Slob down my girl,
like, and then I'm on the next date. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try and slobber down after you.
Or do they have supreme what's it called, security in like themselves if they can go through something like that?
It might be your very secure thing. So even if hey, you guys had a great date, good, you guys kiss, cool. I'm gonna go and do better. Like you could just be like a very confident dude, but come on now, dude. That's through whole season she's done kissed 20 men.
Yeah, and also too, it's like I always feel like it's always weird when like they're huddled like in a group with whoever, whether it's a bachelor or bachelorette, and like it's like 3 or 4 people talking to like the same person, and it's like we're all trying to fuck this person, right? Like that's kind of the goal. I guess fall in love is also thrown in there too. But
and she's like, "Ooh, I'd fuck all 3 of you too." But like,
and she's like laughing with everybody, and it's just like, this is a weird sit. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is so fucking weird.
Bro, let's just all clap and then wrap this up. Give everybody a rose.
Oh fuck. So you're not watching anything else right now? I haven't seen anything else.
No, bro. I'm just doing anime. I feel like I haven't watched a lot of TV lately.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Yellow Jackets is out. I do want to watch that. I have been watching The Challenge. Been doing a lot of anime.
Yeah.
That and like old movies. I've been watching a lot of YouTube shit.
Yeah, I'm very addicted to YouTube. I need help. I need help.
Fucking over. Yeah, I watch more YouTube than Netflix now.
No, I looked at like on my phone like what takes up the most data, and YouTube. It's not even kind of close. It's not even in the stratosphere where YouTube by far is the thing that takes up the most data on my phone.
I never watch YouTube on my phone usually, unless I'm at the gym and I'm like listening to those like motivational videos where dude is in your ear like, do it now. Get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. And I'm like, no.
I gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was like for me today, because I went to the gym earlier and I didn't want to go to the gym. There was like no part of me that actually wanted to go.
Yeah, I need motivation sometimes when I'm there. I can't just walk in and be like, here we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so there's some days when I'm like, yo, I need to walk on the treadmill for 15 minutes before I get started. I got to listen to like, one of those motivational speaker guys, like speak some life into me to like get through this workout.
Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the fuck out of here. You probably won't see us for another couple of weeks because I am going to be out of town for a little stretch here. But we will be back thereafter to give you some good content. This time we'll be prepared. We'll actually have We'll actually have like a rundown of what we're doing. But yeah, until then, we will indeed hit the very usual protocol that is very loud in my ears. It's okay though. We'll
fade out.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice day.